Childs and some of these other running backs progressing?
Rennie's coming along. They're still young, and there's a pattern and there's a path you have to take in order to play running back at this level. You have to take hits, and you got to get sore and tired and keep playing and take hits and take care of the football. And he's about halfway through that process. You know, Des Rowland wasn't out there with us this spring. Des is in good enough condition now and is good enough shape to go out and play, but we're not going to let him because it doesn't make any difference at this point. But he should carry most of the load. But we need Rennie, Tyreek, and whoever else could step up in that position. We need those guys to carry the load like what Jeremy Smith did last fall. So, you know, I would be careful to really extend myself, but I would say that we'll be better at that position than we were last year also.
Recruits develop at certain stages. It looks like C.J. Curry has come along since last season, and it looks like his brother off a redshirt year, and he was playing number 2 corner looking pretty confident.
He did okay. He's really young. He hadn't been out there. You know, when they go through a redshirt year, they go through a stage where they're just out there. And but we like what he brings to the table. I think that last year's defensive class that we signed may have been the best one ever, that group. We'll see how they develop in about a year. Once they get into that second year and third year, they'll start to show up. And hopefully they can give us what we had from this last group. And CJ's making some plays. He just has to continue to work hard. I think he puts too many balls on the ground. He's doing a better job of catching the football. He's better now than he was at this time last year, but if he's going to play in our offense and play at a high level, he's got to make more consistent catches when people are on their back. They're at a little disadvantage this spring because you know, the DBs now can close their eyes and they know what routes those guys are running. But for the most part, he needs to continue to play hard. He's a physical receiver. He needs to block, just like Blackman and Tracy Moore and those guys did. And then he needs to be more consistent in catching the football.
With a week to go, is there any position group you had a question about and that question's been answered?
Well, I have a lot of questions because I'm inexperienced.
Sure.
I mean, experience and depth give coaches, at least me, a comfort zone. And your defensive line, your wide receivers, and potentially your running backs. Okay. But we don't know because we didn't have all those guys out there.
Sure.
Other than that, we're really young.
Okay.
For the most part, we're young at corner. You know, Peterson and Lampkin are back. They've played some, but they haven't played a lot. We're young at safety. We have all new linebackers. A couple guys played a little bit, but and then offensive line with the departure of Jenkins and Cross. You know, we still have Chris coming back. We still have Devin Davis coming back. We still have Garrett coming back, and then Paul Lewis. Those guys have a little experience. Other than that, you're looking at a group of guys that hadn't played at this level. So I do like where our kicker's at. He's improved. He's gone through the process of developing a little bit. He's stronger. Rob's done a great job with him in the weight room. I know people think, you know, a kicker in the weight room, but we've seen a considerable difference with our kickers and punters after they've been with Rob for a year, and I think that's where we're at with Grogan, and he's improved. We're developing a new holder. We're developing a new snapper, and those guys are doing fine. So that was a long answer for. Other than those two positions, I always have issues because I like putting guys out there that are experienced. So when it gets going and it gets cranked up in a big way, they don't start looking around and have that deer in the headlight look.
Center was something